Hi guys, welcome to my channel powered by Spite. My name is Winter. If you don't know, which a lot of you don't because a lot of you who've watched my videos don't know me in person, I have been a huge fan of Mykie, aka Glam Gore, for a few years now. And so yesterday when the whole video from Spanky Valentine, aka now Swoop, came out, I was genuinely upset with how shitty of a person Mykie comes across in those texts. And yeah, I think that she can be probably a shitty person. Everybody can be. But I'm not going to make excuses for her. I think we should talk about everything. We should read her apology, her Instagram apology, which, girl, you're a YouTuber. Make a fucking video. I get that you've been dealing with a lot of October stuff lately. You've been sick, your throat hurts, all that good stuff. But make a fucking video. And I think Peter should apologize on that video too, because Peter was called out in Spanky's video as well. So Peter, you need to apologize too and tell us what the fuck is going on with you. But anyway, so I'm gonna read her apology. And then we're going to talk about some things because I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus community. And so some of it was a little bit upsetting. I'm, however, white. So I can't really, okay, hold on. I can say that what she said about race is shitty and wrong and should never be said. But it's not my place to forgive her for that. It's everyone else's who is affected by that kind of thing. So I can't forgive her for that. But let's see if maybe she changes my mind about her views on LGBTQ+, but I doubt it. Who knows? I don't even... let's just get into it. Okay, so this is Mykie's apology. It says, "I'm sorry for my behavior in years past, and I should have said this sooner." Yeah, you should have. "I ignorantly, selfishly, truly have not understood, nor did I take the time to listen about others' hardships when I was so consumed and angered with my own problems." Which, I get that. These things, they happen, but there's a lot bigger difference between your problems, Mykie, and the problems of somebody who is LGBT or of color going on, okay? I equated things that are not equatable. I said a lot of things I regret that I feel don't reflect who I am today. I'm ashamed of jokes I've made in the past that I excused as edgy humor. I'm ashamed at times I've been incredibly tone deaf and excused that, even in past apologies, by my well-meaning intentions. United? What? Anyway, if I've missed the mark, good intentions or not, I'm missing the mark and should have been listening. And some things weren't simply missing the mark, they were just plain wrong. Rihanna mentioned in the Bruce tutorial. In truth, I have just wanted them to go away because the thought of addressing it out of seemingly nowhere terrified me. I've been afraid of being condemned for my past actions forever. I've changed a lot in the past 2 years, and I'm ashamed of who I used to be, how self-absorbed I was, the way I used to direct my own insecurities onto other people, the way I've been so defensive, the way I've refused to listen. But you are owed an apology, and I've been too coward to say it. It took me seeing a lot of my own problems through some events I went through last year that very few people in my life know about to start to be open to basics. To basics I always should have and wished I had been open to long beforehand. I have been dealing with this privately, but I do not like who I used to be, and I have been working on this. I have lacked empathy, I have lacked patience, I lack courage. I had hoped my future actions would show that I don't stand by things I've said or done in the past, but I should have apologized as well. Again, I was choosing the comfort of myself over the comfort of those I have hurt. This is coming too late, and sorry it is not nearly enough, but I am deeply sorry. Learning how to be a good ally will be a lifelong journey, but I want to listen, to grow, and to be better. Okay, so that's part one of her apology. There's like three other pages on her Instagram story. And the comment of I was hoping my future actions would show how I've changed kind of thing. I still think you should be held accountable for your past. Like, I'm a huge fan of Jenna Marbles also. I had no idea about the videos that she mentioned in her saying goodbye to YouTube video. And I think it was right for her to address them. I think even though, like, looking back now, we can clearly see how Jenna doesn't want to hurt people. She just wants to have a good time and help people have a good time and make people smile. But I think that also shows the fact that that only happened once. And, like, we don't know Jenna's personal life, but the thing that only those things happened isolated and then never happened again after that, I think that shows growth. I was unaware of of those things about Mykie, those two videos, the really insensitive ones, the Bruce one where she mentioned Rihanna, and then the other one where she basically made a makeup look of the guy who got beat up on a plane. But I've never seen her do anything like that again on video. Again, we obviously didn't know her personal life. Spanky had an inside look into that. And she showed us some things that say that maybe Mykie hadn't changed, which sucks. Moving on to part 2 of that apology. As far as personal things that have gone on between Spanky and I, a lot of things were shared or omitted without the full context, which does change some conversations, but I understand that even without full context, that doesn't make it any less harmful today. It's uncomfortable for me to get this personal online, but I understand my comfort has come at the detriment to others, so I need to address this. In short, we were very close at one point. I trusted her and we vented together, often about the beauty community. A lot of my insecurities and jealousy issues came through in deplorable ways that were said in anger and frustration. I was feeling bad for myself when I shouldn't have, and I aimed those feelings at those succeeding around me in an attempt to cope with my own problems. With Spanky, I tried to console her in ways that I hoped would help when she was at a low point, and I looked for any upside I thought I could find, but I understand why I was ultimately selfish and way off the mark. Sorry, had to yawn. With how I tried to do that. I missed her frustrations due to my own ignorance, and I wish I had been a better friend and better listener. The truth is, I just did not know she felt most of those things until now, and it will take some time examining my own perspective and listening to learn how it got here, as my intent was never to hurt her. But again, I understand intent is not the end-all be-all, so I take responsibility for how badly my intent did not align with my actions. I don't think I can comment much on that because that's mainly about Spanky, and I think this part of the apology is for Spanky to accept or not accept. It's up to her, and I don't think she will, and I think that's fully fine. She's been hurt, then she deserves to not have to deal with Mykie again. So, moving on to part 3. In 2018 and 2019, I was going through my own dark things she did not know about at times when I did not reply back to her. It wasn't Sorry. It wasn't personal, and I alluded to this once, but never went into detail about it. With regard to her sexual assault tweets, I reached out about them because of what's mentioned in this later text. I assume this was omitted for my privacy, but this was why. Her tweets impacted me as someone who has struggled speaking about my own experiences because of the internalization of guilt she mentioned. I don't say this to garner sympathy. I just want it to be abundantly clear that it helped me when I saw her tweets, which is why I asked if I could share the tweet. When she didn't reply, I did not share it. Sorry. I don't know why that made me emotional. Probably because I've gone through my own form of sexual assault in my life, and these things just bring that back up. Okay. So this is what the tweet said, not the tweet, what the text says. Maybe this is a dumb question, but are you okay with people sharing your story? I'd like to retweet to share if it would help more people to see it, but also don't know if that's appropriate. That's what Spanky showed, I think. And then underneath that it says, in any case, I'm here if you need to talk. I've been sexually assaulted too, and I know some people can be really fucking horrible about it. I'm always here to listen if you need an ear. And yes, that was something that Spanky left out. I think that is a very important thing that Spanky omitted. I do think that it probably maybe could have been for Mykie's own privacy, or it could have been to help portray her narrative. I'm not saying Spanky's the bad person here. Mykie has obviously done and said some shitty things. But I don't know. Okay, let's just move on to the last part and then we can talk about everything. The last part says, ultimately, it is my fault that I didn't realize all the times I upset her over the years and that I did not provide her an environment where she felt safe to discuss this. So please do not give her any hate. I'd like to work it out privately if she wants to talk, and if not, I understand that as well. In my last text to her, I mentioned talking about what was going on when I saw she unfollowed me, and I didn't understand why. She did not reply. I only share this so that you understand that that I'd like to listen to her and make apologies privately as well. I don't want to pester her if she didn't want... Ooh, I accidentally closed out. If she didn't want to talk then, but with this now, I feel I should try again. I am grateful she called me out on the things I'm ashamed of from my past, because an apology was needed for that, and I know she just wants better for those who have been hurt. I hope we can find some kind of resolution for everything else that's happened between us as friends. I'm sorry to Spanky and the bi people of color and LGBTQ plus community who were hurt by this, and I promise to do better moving forward. Alright, Mykie, you better do better. As someone who is a huge fan of yours, do better. I don't know if I can bring myself to support you for a while, and I think that's fair. You didn't really fully address the issues that came up with the LGBT community, which sucks, but it is what it is. I personally think when I was watching Swoop, Spanky, whatever, I keep going back and forth between saying Swoop and Spanky. I'm just going to call her Spanky. Watching her video, that there was something I gleaned from the text about Jeffree Star and James Charles that I think a lot of people will say, well, that's just you trying to defend her and blah, blah, blah. But also, this is genuinely how I was viewing it. I could be wrong. You may not have seen it this way, but this was how I was taking it. as a society, we tend to fetishize gay men. The gay best friend trope, right? They can do no wrong, they're so flamboyant and cheery all the time trope stereotype. And I think because of that, we are more likely to forgive their controversies and let them roll away. Just look at Jeffree Star, for example. He has had so many controversies around him, and then they just roll away, and then a new one pops up, and then it just rolls away again. I think, the way I viewed it, is that we would never be nearly as forgiving with a straight white man's controversies as we are with a gay white man's controversies. Which may be why Jeffree Star and James Charles tend to succeed better. I don't know. That's just what I took from it. I could be wrong. And if I am, I'm sorry. And if that offends you, I'm sorry. But in society, lately, we do tend to fetishize gay men. And it's terrible. And we just see every gay man as, oh, the gay best friend. And that's not what they are. They're actual people. They have personalities. Some can be good, some can be bad. Some do good things, some do bad things. That's how all people are. And that's just what we need to accept about it. But as for the whole Spanky Valentine thing, I think it's fair, it's right that she came out with this. I feel like Mykie's apology could have been a little bit better. I think it should have been in video, because just reading it comes off very emotionless. Her reading it would be better. We would be able to see little ticks to make sure she's not lying to us, that kind of thing. However, maybe she is a good liar, and the lies can just roll right off. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I've seen a lot of people getting on to Spanky and being like, well, you're the one that brought race into these texts and blah, blah, blah. Because that is what she was having. That's what was causing her anxiety and depression, is because she is a woman of color in a society that, frankly, just lately, especially watching how people have reacted lately, don't like people of color, which makes me sad and it hurts my heart that she would ever have to go through that. That anyone of color would ever have to go through that. That's not fair. They're human beings. We're all human fucking beings. And we should all be treated like that. Not in the bad way. We should all be treated like human beings. Like the good way. The way that white people get treated. The way that my people get treated. It's not fair that everyone else doesn't get treated that way. And if people watch this and are like, well, okay, preachy pants, what are you doing to help? I am a broke 25-year-old that still lives with her fucking parents, that can't do much, that can't go out and protest for the fear of getting COVID because her parents are high risk, which sucks. I would love to go and help, but I can't, because I don't want to kill my parents on accident. And I'm sorry, there at the end, I just made that about me. That's not fair. That's not what this is about. This is about people of color and LGBT being hurt by a creator that they enjoyed. I think some of the hate that's gone towards Spanky is unwarranted. She is well within her rights to reveal these things. Yes, they were private conversations, but with the way that Mykie has been portraying herself recently in her videos on Twitter, I think it's fair. It's fair for Spanky to be like, hold up, this is not who she really is. She is lying to you. And for that, I thank Spanky. I'm glad to know now that Mykie is not who I originally thought she was. which I'm aware what people show on YouTube is an act. They show you the best of who they can be. They don't show you all the bad things. And that's shitty, but it's true. So, I think for now, I've ranted enough. I'm upset enough. I'm going to call this the end of the video. And I will see you guys when I'm upset enough to record a new video. Have a good day. Don't let people be an asshole to you. Don't take their shit. If they're being an asshole and they're in your life, cut them out of your life. Okay, thanks. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.